Hello my boys, good morning. Today we're gonna talk about gold. I will show you 3 great ways to generate a lot of gold. You know, you need the gold for King's March, you send mappers, you send shipments, even for buying items you need a lot of gold. So enough talking, we're gonna jump into this beautiful video and start exploring ways to generate a lot of gold. Let's go. So my boys, these are strategies that I personally use when I run out of gold. So when I need gold, I will imply one of the following strategies. One, let's start with the best strategy by far is the gold service. You can get in just 5-10 minutes more than 2 million gold. So let's say you don't want to farm for a couple of hours, you don't have that time, you want to do it on the spot, who knows, maybe you want to flip some items, you want to buy an item with the market system, you want to send your shipments, you want to send some mappers before going to sleep, and you really don't want to farm multiple hours, Harbingers or Rogue Exiles, then you will buy the gold service. In the intro of the video, you've seen the gold service. Now, you can buy the gold service from the trade channels, you open a trade channel and you wait here for someone to post, which I don't recommend because a lot of guys got scammed. Gold services are also much more expensive from the game, are less effective, that guy can leave the part and you lose some divines. So don't buy it from the trade channels is my indication, instead you'll buy from TFT Discord. So this, at least they punish cheaters. So in this place, if someone does gold service, and if he scams someone, he will get banned. I mean, it's much safer if you buy it from here. As you know, the gold service, look here, you already see it, it's around 7 divines, this is the price. Now how to find this channel? You just type here, you type gold, and you click enter. And now you buy one of the recent posts. And here what you need to understand, here is the price that you need to pay. Again, this is not that cheap for all the players, but again, you get a lot of gold in a short period of time. It's very effective. As a matter of fact, I should buy, let's run one so you can see it. Here I'm looking one for my realm here. So this guarantees that you get 2 million. So it will not stop the service until you get 2 million and you pay 7 divines. Okay, my boys, let's do one. So you can see I'm looking at the realm. So because I'm playing from the Europe, I don't want to play from Japan, Singapore, because I'll have lag. So you need to whisper the proper realm that you play on. Now I'll need to pay the fee. And I will join the party. Carry gold. So they come with an aura bot too, so you don't die. So weaker builds might die during the gold service. That's why they have an aura bot to provide the auras that you need. They need to ensure that the players will stay alive. So if a gold service provider is serious, he will also offer an aura bot. So when you leech the gold, you don't die. He has multiple auras here. So here you need to pay the fee. Make sure that you trade the right guy. You don't want to trade a random guy. So here is the leader. You need to pay the fee. So Carry Gold is the one that invited me. I need to pay 7 divines. Now if you're asking me why is this so expensive, because of the all flames. He's using a very expensive all flame and he needs to buy like more than 10. As you can see, one of it's more than 2 divine orbs and he uses like 10. And that's why the fee is expensive. These all flames are expensive as fuck and he needs to buy like 10. So yeah, that's a lot of divine orbs. Yeah, that's a lot of divine orbs. That's why the fee is expensive. The all flames of the gilded are very expensive. So people need to understand this, that it's not cheap. And now you need to follow the leader and just get the gold. Let's see, I start with, you will check your gold, see if you get your 2 million, because he advertised that you get 2 million. You need to check. But don't worry, if you buy from that place, they will not scam you. If people scam or leave or they do bad service, they will get punished. This is the thing that I like. If you join from the trade channels, you can have surprises. Yeah, we're waiting for that guy. Okay, he's back, now we continue. Now you collect the gold. And you get shit ton of gold in a short amount of time. Look, gold everywhere. Gold everywhere. And this is the best service if you need, in a short period of time, a lot of gold. I mean, you can farm for a couple of hours and get your 2 million. Or you can do this in 5 minutes and you get your 2 million. A lot of people will prefer this service instead of self-farming for a couple of hours. Because of how fast it is. And again, the all flames that this guy is using are very expensive. Don't need to attack, you just follow around. We have an aura bot. So you try to stay near the aura bot. This is the thing. So you don't die. You see it on the minimap where is the aura bot, you stay next to it. Look. Man, check how much gold. Whoop. Whoop. We're gonna check at the end the gold. So again, I only recommend this because farming yourself, if you're poor, we will talk about 2 other methods that you can do yourself without the service, but this is the most efficient. So let's start with this way. I'm gonna start with the most efficient method, which is this one. And now the second map, let's open the map modifiers here so you can see them. In the second map, you'll have more than 2 million gold. Man, he died. He died to the strongbox, I think. So here I'm looking on the minimap where is the aura bot, and I will follow him around. You should not pay for service if he doesn't have an aura bot. I mean, on this place, everyone should have an aura bot to ensure that people don't die. This will provide you defensive layers. So that guy that died, I don't think he will get a refund. So if you died and you didn't stay next to an aura bot, then it's your fault, pretty much. You need to be careful. Okay, my boys, the service is done. This is the amount of gold that I made. You know, like in 10 minutes, I got more than 2 million gold, which is the best way to get gold very, very fast. Now you know it. Now, my boys, let's explore some alternatives. Let's say you just started the league and you cannot afford the gold service, no problem. Here is what I like to do on League Start, for example, for getting a lot of gold. So I will actually do Harbingers with a twist. So if you scroll down a little, this is the strategy that you can imply. So in the description of this video, you have a POE planner. Let's take a look at what I did here. When I farm Harbingers, I always pair it up with Beyond and Mirror of Delirium, which is good. It will give you a lot of enemies. So Harbingers will spawn a lot of monsters. Those monsters, when you kill, will give you a lot of Beyond monsters, and also we have monsters from Delirium. So it's full with monsters, especially rare monsters. And if you do this strategy in tier 16.5 or tier 17, they will drop a lot of gold. So pretty much, you will do my Harbinger strategy in tier 16.5 and tier 17. And this will drop shit ton of gold, you know, without buying the service for gold. Yeah, this is the thing. So you do my Harbinger strategy here. Here is the POE planner. You make exactly this setup and you'll drop shit ton of gold. It's very important, and I will repeat, you don't run it in tier 16. You need to run it in tier 16.5, which is with this gray border here, or tier 17. So if you run in like this, it will drop a lot of gold. Also, I'm going to talk about some tricks to boost the gold in general, but here is the strategy. The second strategy that you can do revolves around Tormented Spirits and Rogue Exiles. This will also drop a lot of gold. So what you will do here? You'll take all the Rogue Exile nodes, yeah? You'll get all the Tormented nodes here. You want to take all the quantity nodes. You want to take all the explicit modifier nodes everywhere, yeah? So they drop more stuff. So here at the top you have explicit modifiers you take the quantity wheel here, even in the middle, even here you have more explicit modifiers. And in terms of scarabs, you're gonna use the following. So first of all, you need to use a Titanic Scarab. So this will make the unique monsters to be a little harder, but they have more rarity and quantity of items dropped, meaning more gold. So you need to use a Titanic Scarab, and you're gonna use some Tormented Scarabs here. So rare monsters in area have a quarter chance to be possessed by up to 3 Tormented Spirits. Yeah, so actually, let's make a setup now on the spot. We're gonna use 3 like this, and for the last one, we use a regular Tormented Scarab. So you take all the Tormented nodes on the Atlas skill tree, you take all the Rogue Exile nodes on the Atlas skill tree with the quantity and rarity and explicit modifiers, and you put this Scarab setup. Yeah, put it here in the map device, and you run it like this. Now the problem with such a strategy is the difficulty. So because we're using Titanic Scarab, this will make them harder, especially if they are possessed, so a lot of builds will not be able to do it. And the builds that will be able to do this strategy, they usually are rich and they will go for the gold service instead. So pretty much I need to mention it because this will give you a lot of gold too. But if you're playing a weaker build and you don't want to pay for the service, then just go with my Harbinger strategy. You do it in tier 16.5, tier 17, and you'll notice that you get shit ton of gold. I mean, without buying the service. And my boys, before I close this beautiful video here, I want to give you some general tricks that you can apply and you will take home. So let's go here. We're gonna take a look at the flask here. It's called the gold flask. So if you use a gold flask for rarity, this will actually help you slightly to get more gold. So what you can do, if you have a mage block, you take with increased effect, you put it here when you farm your gold. And again, gold flask has on the implicit increased rarity of items found, and you will roll on the explicit 25% increased effect. So even if you don't have a mage block, no problem, you put when charges reach full, but you need to have 25 increased effect too on the explicit, so you can use a gold flask. Other than that, you need to understand there are certain items here, especially in this league. Let me show you an example that have quantity of gold drops by monsters. Let's go here to trade filters. Where it is, man? I need to put here Fallborn. Yes. So we have, for example, these boots in this league. They have increased quantity of gold dropped by slain enemies. And this can help. So I need to mention it. Another thing, another trick that I can apply if you take King's March. So if you do the gold setup, you'll make a gold atlas setup. You can take King's March nodes. And this can spawn ores. One of the ores is bismuth. So if you click on the bismuth ore during the map, it will apply a general buff to the map, which will make the enemies drop more gold, pretty much. So yeah, you can pair it up with King's March too, with the ores, and from time to time you get bismuth. You know, bismuth will change the appearance of the map. You cannot miss it. It's slightly a little more white. And that's it. Well, I hope you found this useful. If you want to catch me, you can catch me up on Twitch. Enjoy the rest of the day, and good luck.